What is it that usually gets a bee in your bonnet, that gets you all hot and bothered, makes you upset, makes you angry, that you don't like, that you spend some time thinking about, wow, I don't like that, I wish I could change it? You can. Hi guys, Sid here, welcome to TCR. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, lots of stuff going around here still. Lots of projects, the usual, lots of babies birthing. I've got a turkey that's hatching right now. I've had a really bad turkey hatch this year, last couple years actually, because I need fresh stock, but that's a whole different problem. And I had another Muscovy hatch out a few babies, which I'll show you in a minute. But I wanted to talk to you guys for a second about something that was on my mind. So let's have some real talk with me, Sid, about something that I've noticed. Maybe you've noticed it too. So I'm just gonna give you my opinion and my thought on the matter. It is a nice day out today. We had rain again, but it's nice now. So, oh, there she is. She's out with the babies right now. I'll show you guys real quick. She lose babies already? She brought them out. Let's see. Let's go take a peek. Then we'll get into my rant. Oh no, they're all right there. So she hatched these out in the coop. The problem was a few of them came out of the coop and got beat up too early and couldn't figure out how to get back in the coop. So these three little ducklings I pulled out, and this little barnyard mix that's part Americana, part Silky Frizzle, that's with them, was in the brooder. So I quarantined them for a few days till these little guys got big enough to where they can go in and out of the coop and follow her and do all that. So, but I'm letting her just hang on to these little ones. Let her do her thing. And then that one little chicken that was a random hatch out that was one of the eggs that they were sitting on, her and that barred rock that were nesting together, they were taking sister wife parental duty, splitting the duties together. So had those guys together like that. Something I've noticed lately, and I actually addressed this with some of my friends recently on a Facebook post, and here's the thing, and I think this is the perfect shirt to be wearing when I talk about this. Suck less, do more. And that's sort of a good philosophy in life, I think. And here's what I've noticed. I have a really wide, diverse range of friends. Some are really, really conservative, some are really, really liberal, and they run the gamut. And I love that because I get to hear and see and know their different thoughts, feelings, ideas on things. Some of them think I'm nuts because I raise animals and process our own birds for our ranch business. And some people think that it's great, and you know, so it's a wide mix of, you know, the reactions I get from them just on that subject alone, let alone of course our current political climate and all of that, right? So I see all points of view, and I love that because I love knowing what other people's points of view are. Whether I agree with them or not, it's interesting to see their perspectives. But here's one thing I've noticed. The goats are loving on me right now. Here's one thing I've noticed, guys, is a lot of people will complain and talk a lot about a lot of things, right? And complaining a lot and being negative and that kind of stuff just really, in general, doesn't get you anywhere. You know, a few years ago, I became really disgusted with the food options that were available. You know, where our food came from, what the animals had been fed, how they had been treated. And I wasn't happy with what was out there. So I started researching, and I found some local farmers markets, and I learned what was healthier and what was true to labeling and what was, you know, so, you know, upon researching that, you know, I was doing the best I could for where we were at the time, and I still wasn't happy with it. I didn't feel like it was enough. So then I decided, you know, what else can we do? You know, I've always wanted to have my own chickens and my own little farm, but I just never thought it was a realistic thing. And then when it became a really possible, realistic thing, I jumped at it. And you know, I don't even think Mike realized how serious I was about it initially. I think he maybe thought I was a little bit wacky, or that maybe I wouldn't follow through. I think he's learned now though that most of the time when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I do it 100% because that's just the type of person that I am. I kind of go, you know, balls to the wall and let's make it stick. So for me, not being happy with the current situation, my thought was, how can I fix that? What's a better option? What can I do? I know, I'll raise my own meat. I'll raise enough meat that I can have poultry for sale, educate people on the difference between pastured and free range and what the animal is eating, and that, you know, all of those different things that I had become very passionate about, I could share with people and I could explain it, and in some small way I could impact the footprint of one less family buying meat that was either shipped in from somewhere else or had been fed crap or had been mistreated, and you know, all of that. I was able to stop that and to also feed other families in our area that have become good customers and friends of ours. So instead of just whining about it and saying how awful it is and, you know, just talking about it a bit, I found a solution that I was able to do. You know, granted, my solution for some people maybe was a bit extreme, but it worked for me, and it was feasible for me to do. So I did it and I threw myself into it. I think that with anything that people are unhappy about, whether it's the current political climate, whether it's, you know, homeless vets, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's child abuse, whatever the issue is that you are really passionate about, that really bothers you, that you don't like, instead of complaining about it and you know, reposting articles that you know, you've read that make you angry and you want to share because you want other people to be angry about it, flip the script. Figure out a way to make a positive out of it. Instead of sitting there and getting upset about it, say, okay, you know, homeless vets, suicidal vets, what can I do to make that situation better? How can I help? I can volunteer at an outreach program or at a hotline. You know, domestic violence, what can I do to help, you know, women that have had to leave husbands or, you know, in the middle of the night with nothing but the clothes on their backs and their kids in order to be safe. I know I can go around and make a neighborhood collection of different ages and sizes of kids' clothes and some women's apparel of different sizes, so I can put some kits together when, you know, the shelter has women coming to it. You know, there's all kinds of things like that that you can do to, yes, make an impact. It might be small, and that's okay. If enough people make a small change or do something, then it adds up. You know, it's like, I always think of it like, you know, your grandmother always told you, you know, put $1 away in your, you know, in your savings account, and you know, that watch it grow over a month, over 2 months, over the course of a year, you'll have, you know, all these dollars that you've saved every week, you know. And it's the same thing. If you do something good to change a situation that upsets you, that you don't like, it might feel initially like it's just a drop in the bucket, but man, it inspires other people to do it, you know, and it gets them talking and thinking about it and making a maybe small change in their life about it. And then before you know it, it's spread, you know, and it's everybody's doing something. You know, and so figure out what that is for you. What is it that usually gets a bee in your bonnet, that gets you all hot and bothered, makes you upset, makes you angry, that you don't like, that you spend some time thinking about, wow, I don't like that, I wish I could change it. You can. It doesn't have to be huge. We're not all, you know, multi-millionaires that can, you know, quit our jobs and go to some faraway country and help filter clean water for the tribes. It's not realistic for most of us. We have family and jobs and commitments, and we don't really want to go to some country far away to go do that. But you can find a way to do something locally to affect your immediate area, you know, affect that change, inspire other people, and to basically suck less and do more. Because people that focus on negative and spew negative stuff tend to have a pretty negative outlook on life. And when you have a negative outlook on life, it affects you inside. You don't feel as good, you're not as healthy, you don't get as much sleep. But when you're happy and you're doing good things, your body feels better. Like, it just does, you know, and you feel better as a person. And I love the fact that, you know, I'll admit, I was very skeptical when Mike was like, oh, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, yeah, you know. But one thing that I've come to love about the YouTube channel, yes, we get some, you know, crazy vegans that hate us and threaten my kid because, you know, we raise our animals for meat, and they, you know, they literally will threaten my kid because they think that that's okay to do. And it's not, obviously. But we get a lot of people who say, wow, that's great to see you guys do this. I'm a vegetarian, but I appreciate the way you guys are doing it. That makes me feel good, that they're also acknowledging the fact that, you know, yes, not everybody lives the way I do, but they're doing it in a good way. They're doing it the right way, the way that it should be done. And I think that's important. And I think now, more than ever, with our current situation, people are realizing that. So I love seeing all the different comments from you guys and interacting with you guys and meeting some people from different channels. And I think that the more that you do something that you're passionate about, and I've always been very passionate about animals, I've become, as I've gotten older, probably around my late 20s, I became very passionate about being healthy and getting healthier and staying healthy and all of those types of things. You know, within reason, obviously. I still want to, you know, live life and enjoy certain things, and that's okay. But I've learned a lot about all that, and I like passing that on to people. You know, and so you pick something that you're passionate about and you share that. And with YouTube, I've been able to share, you know, how passionate I am about animals and how raising them the right way is so good for them and so good for us and so much better for the planet. And I love that. I love that I get to share that and spread that knowledge and that information. Are you chewing on my butt? She's chewing on my butt. You chewing on my butt, this thing. Anyway, leave it to Sweet Caroline to nibble away at my rhinestones on my butt, huh? But anyway, that's kind of my little real talk for today, because and that's why my fitness tee shirt here today I think is very fitting, because, you know, it makes you a better person when you're out there doing something you're passionate about, instead of just complaining about something and being negative. We all know those people, right? Those black holes that just kind of suck the energy out of you and nothing ever makes them happy, and they're always just kind of miserable, and you don't want to be around them, but sometimes you have to be, and it just sucks the joy out of you, you know? It's like, you all know that Marie Kondo, you know? The one that wants you to declutter your house and empty out your closet and hold up each item and ask, does this spark joy? And if it doesn't, then it goes. I think people are kind of the same way. Like, if somebody is in your life that doesn't spark joy, and not only doesn't spark joy, but sucks the living out of you, then you don't want to be around them. And you don't want to turn into that person. So if you're watching this right now and you know that you're a complainer and you post a lot of stuff on social media complaining about some current situation or some injustice, I'm challenging you right now to research it, to figure out a solution that you can do by yourself in your area, in your spare time that I know you have right now, and figure out a way to make it work. Even if it feels small, it's something. It's an active move towards positive change, and you can do it. So, that being said, I hope you do it. I hope you leave a comment telling me what your game plan is and what you think of my concept of if you don't like something, make a change with it, work towards fixing it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you get the notifications. Now get out there and make good decisions. He just bit me. Neil, that's so rude. Why are you so rude? Why are you so rude, Neil? Why are you trying to nibble on me? Oh, my little horn's coming in, huh? There's a handsome boy. Hi. Yeah. These two are getting along great. He's 5 weeks old now. He's down to 3 bottles a day. Eating hay and weeds and trees and bushes and a little bit of grain. Yeah. Yep, huh? Yeah. All right, kids.